our homeowners and boat owners are coming from all over the world. I think that they are coming in various waves, phases. When we've started, because Mr. Monk had a strong connections with family Rothschild from London, Bernard Arnault from France, we've seen a lot of people coming from that part of the Europe, from the Western Europe. Then at some point in 2012, a big wave of Russians and CIS people came, and which was, of course, obvious and quite traditional because we have strong cultural connections with Russia. Then at some point in 2015, we've seen a relatively interesting wave from GCC countries, from Gulf countries, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Kuwait, and we've realized that was even before we were acquired by Investment Corporation of Dubai. We've realized that that GCC is also a strong market. Now, that's not the same scenario when it comes to the boat owners or berth owners. They're a bit different target market because not everyone who owns an apartment in Porto owns a yacht or vice versa. Yacht owners are coming from all over the world again, but more from Italy, Turkey, France. Again, there we have also a couple of very good owners from Russia, boat owners from Russia. But those people are coming here mostly because of the practical reasons. Safety, we see Turkish clients or clients who used to berth in Turkey are coming now here because of the really physical safety issues or possibilities we have in Montenegro. Taxes, which are 7% in Montenegro, are something that makes us different than European Union countries. So very much international clientele from Australia up to US.
Mm-hmm. So what is your core business for now? Is it mostly marina or residential? So which generates you the most of the revenue?
Our core business is definitely apartments, residential collection. We have a limited number of residences, but they are our best sellers. Mm-hmm. Marina is also, of course, very important. It doesn't generate, and I don't think it will ever generate that much money as residences because we have more and more residences, and we won't be building Marina that far. We have 450 berths so far. We have opportunities for long-term or for very short-term berthing. But then when it comes to the residences, once they're sold, they're sold. Of course, you can, as an owner, you can resell, and which is also completely fair and fine. But we see that we generate more revenue from residences, even though Marina is also performing very good, especially when it comes to the big boats and, of course, longer length of stay in Montenegro, in Porto Montenegro.
Can we speak about some numbers like annual revenue or annual turnover of the company?
Well, when it comes to the turnover, now we're acquired by ICD. It will be a bit, I believe it will be a bit different in terms of the numbers and how everything is summarized at the very end of the year. When we were under the other investors, we didn't have a classical turnover just because we would be investing everything we earned towards a new phase, because we're private equity, the only one of this kind that was belonging to Mr. Monk and his associates. Now with being part of the ICD, I think that this fiscal year will be a bit different because we will see what are we just, because we are part of the ICD, I don't think that we will be independent in that extent. I think that will be part of the much bigger perspective and much bigger projects which ICD runs all over the world, especially in Europe. But to be completely straight on and honest with you, when it comes to the numbers, our revenue from, for example, 1 year lease in the marina, if we're talking about 100-meter berth can be up to 60,000-70,000 euros. Of course, it can be up to a couple of millions if we're talking about the 30-year-long lease, and the yacht is super yacht, which whose length is more than 100 meters. So it really depends. On the other side, we also accommodate 12-meter long boats who are here for a day or two, and they're paying 70 euros to be part of the story.
How many people make up the team which runs Porto Montenegro?
We're a big team because we are obviously run by a company called Adriatic Marinas, which is hiring around 300 people directly, around 80-85% local people from Montenegro. But in general, in Porto Montenegro, since we're a fairly big marina village, we hire more than 1,000 people, including people who are working for Region Pool Club residences, the pool, our Porto Montenegro Yacht Club pool, which also hires more than 100 people, more than 60 boutiques and retail shops in the village, again, very independent, but hiring a lot of people. So in general, every year, obviously, we organically grow, and we're hiring more and more people, not only directly, but throughout our outlets and our partners. Knightsbridge School, first IB school in Montenegro, first boarding school in Montenegro, Regent Hotel, the pool, Neville Heritage Collection, 60 outlets. So they all belong to, not to count even the crew on the boats, which can give us also huge numbers, because one boat can hire up to 20, 30, 40 crew members, which also gives us a great people who are working and living in Porto Montenegro.
But if speaking of Porto Montenegro, you have several departments, I believe, right? So marketing, finance, etc. Do you outsource any services, or everything is done in-house?
Majority of things are done in-house. Of course, we have a lot of companies who work for us, because obviously construction have, these guys are having their own companies who are working for us in terms of the construction sites, hiring subcontractors. Our security, of course, we have a company who is joining us within the project called Securitas, who is providing us with the security teams. We're, as I've said, fairly big team in Adriatic Marinas for around 300 people, but we do have an outsourcers. We do outsource a couple of percentage of our digital activities in marketing, PR activities. Of course, we would need to outsource our PR offices in Italy, in Moscow, in Dubai. It all needs to be translated, adopted, and it can't be done just in-house. Our video agency is also something that we're not doing in-house. Photography, for sure. From the marketing perspective, I'm sure that every other apartment, we have 8 or 9 departments in Porto Montenegro, in Adriatic Marinas, are also outsourcing, but they're mostly outsourcing whatever could be outsourced locally. We're trying to outsource locally.
Super Yacht Marina of Distinction has been awarded to Porto Montenegro every year since 2015. To what you attribute this great achievement?
Well, that achievement, in accordance to all the other achievements, we're winning 5 golden anchors in 2011, which is the same as the 5 stars in a hotel, also given to us by TIHA, by British Harbour Association, Super Yacht Marina of the Year in 2015, Super Yacht Marina of Distinction 2017, Now we are targeting to get the Platinum Award by TIHA, which is kind of the most prestigious award in the world when it comes to the super yachts. We do think and do believe that standards that we're putting together in terms of the marina development in Porto Montenegro, the fact that we have, I would say, impeccable service in terms of the assisting yachts that are coming, people that are coming, making sure that they're completely okay in terms of doing their paperwork, taking them to a custom zone, making sure that their paperwork is okay and everybody is happy in the due time. The fact that we are growing, that we've started from 85 berths, that now we have 450 berths, parking places for yachts, super yachts, giga yachts, that we can accommodate the biggest boat in the world that will be able to accommodate up to 250-meter long boat. Again, being in Boca Bay, not very easy because we are in the very closed ecosystem, which is not, we're not in the open ocean, so it has its own benefits, but also an aspect that needs to be cared of and thought of in terms of we need to clean water every day. We need to take care that whatever is coming in Boca Bay, which is mouth of Montenegro in Italian, we need to be sure that it's all very well preserved, that we're clean.
You just answered the question which I wanted to ask you about. Is Porto Montenegro is an innovative company? And it seems like you're innovative. Is there something else which make you stand out in the industry?
I think there are. I think that thanks to Montenegro, we are, promoting destination. Where the destination itself is amazing, and seeing it from the perspective of the consumer, we now see that people are really reacting on Montenegro super positively. That we who are born and raised around are not very aware of where do we live and the beauties that we're surrounded with, the infrastructures that we can have, that we need to work hard to really establish ourselves as a prime service destination. There are a lot of things that we're innovative of. We're trying to be, as I've said, very eco-friendly, driving buggies or bikes, who are not doing any damage and waste towards the ecology around us. Social media wise and marketing wise, we're always trying to create something new, to be different, to stand a bit differently. We're now using our crane as the artifact from the former arsenal to kind of again stand alone and showcase that we are a bit different, that we're not just Marina that came out of nowhere, that there is a huge, big, amazing history behind us that we need to be proud of. People love that. People love the fact that every building is named after a famous lady from Montenegrin history or Montenegrin female plays, toponym. That one of them is Xenia, famous Princess Xenia, first female driver in the Balkans, first female professional photographer. That one of them is Tara, a lady's name in Montenegro, but also the deepest canyon in the world after Grand Canyon, Arizona. So we're trying to sell the idea of Montenegro within Porto Montenegro. It is not just independent project that is not connected with Montenegro at all. Quite opposite, it is very, very much connected, and we're trying to be innovative on that front also. And our biggest achievement so far is the fact that we had so many young people who are with us or who were with us and who can now easily go to any other five-star hotel or development in the world and meet their expectations because they did their work here, or they're doing their work here, and they can easily start working anywhere else. That's what Montenegro was missing maybe 15 years ago, and today, and every year better and better, it will be happening more and more.